First things first, turn on the sound. Hey guys, I just recently this afternoon picked up a Milwaukee C12 RT-0, maybe O, not entirely sure what that's supposed to say. I bought just the skin version only because I've got a ton of the M12 batteries. But it came with the unit and a collet that's an 1/8" collet, so all the Dremel accessories will fit in there just nicely. And 5 or 6 cutting wheels, what is that, 5? Yeah, 5. And a nifty wrenchy screwdriver combination thing. Ooh. So I'm going to go out into the shop and I'm going to go do some, cut, slice. Right, so they say you should always start at the lowest point, and when you do, you can see the battery indicator there. That's nice. Yeah, so I've got a job here that needs doing. Before we get to that, I'm not looking at the thing. Might crank it up to 4 and see how we go. Might be a bit intense. Okay, when I was trying to cut it at 5, what I ended up doing was kind of stuffing it up, sort of. I now have to grind out the whole head because as I was turning it, it snapped off. The bolt head was rusted through a bit more than I had thought it was, so this is fun. So now I guess we can see how we go with that. Alright, so there was no kind of safe way to do that one-handed, so I just kind of did it off camera. But essentially what I did was chop the head of the bolt off altogether, so now I can just poke it out. Okay, so specific to this particular job, when you have taken a couple lugs out where you've had to grind off the whole head, right, so that you could just pull the shaft of the bolt through. Let's pretend the lug is in focus. When you've got a moment like this, where you've had to just take the head off the bolt altogether, right? And you've ground it down. You got to make sure you stop fairly often to let the part cool down, right? Because it gets crazy hot, right? Because the friction caused in cutting into that steel translates down the bolt into the lug casing itself, and that can be detrimental. But also on the back end of it, when you do get to this point here, you need some pliers, channel lock pliers, vice grips, whatever you got will work fine. For this kind of stuff, I use my good old trusty dusty 20-year-old, leather man, 23 years old-ish, right? And then you just gotta kind of slowly twist it out carefully, making sure that you don't damage the threading inside the lug casing. Obviously the bolt no longer matters, right? Oof. And you'll actually notice that usually it's not rusted out all the way, it's only partially rusted out. Oh, this is not working. But anyway. Yeah, so there's that. Hear all this noise in the background, right? It's because next door they are still eating a house. It's pretty cool to watch. Okay, so there you have it, the Milwaukee C12 RT being rotary tool, because it rotates, get it? I really dig the adjustable speed on it. It is always safest to go as slow as you possibly can, and while still getting the job done, right? My old one had either barely on or too much. Fully cranked is great for carving, but sometimes cutting steel, if it's all the way up, it's gonna slip and damage stuff, especially with the kind of drum restoration work that I do. If I hit that shell, I nick the shell, I'm kind of screwed. Another pro is the price. You know, if you buy this as a skin only, they call it, you know, so essentially that, no battery, whatnot. The price is brilliant. It's so cheap. It was like 150 bucks. They just did an increase down here on the Milwaukee stuff. But, and to be honest with you, had I done a bit more research, I probably could have gotten it much cheaper than that. I really like just the feel of it. It feels nice and solid, feels good in the hands. I do like how this screw on the top here is a lot heavier duty. The one on the Dremel is a very tiny piece of garbage, really. The cons, funny enough, the price is also in the cons. Yeah, if you need to buy it in a kit with the batteries, then it becomes an issue. The batteries are surprisingly expensive. They're about $100 a pop here. The charger as well is about another $100. So yeah, the battery life that you get out of this thing isn't that good. If you need to do extended cutting, you need to either get the highest kind of the juiciest battery that they make, the 4 amp battery. This is the, you know, what is this, 1.5 amperes. This is the small battery. I got through most of the job, but it was kind of a pain in the butt to have to constantly charge or swap batteries around. But to be honest, I've got so many of these batteries that it wasn't really an issue. I just popped a new one in and kept working. But I could see it being, if I was on a job site somewhere, you know, if I didn't just, you know, do this stuff from home. If I was on a job site somewhere and the battery ran dead, I could see that being a pain in the butt, doing location stuff. The collet lock trigger really, really bugs me. I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't feel, I don't know, it takes too much effort to engage. I kind of wish it came with more accessories. That just seems a bit limited, but conveniently, all the Dremel accessories actually fit in this thing anyway, so it's kind of best of both worlds. The unit itself is tougher and solider, but you can use all the accessories from the Dremel one. So there you go. There's a review of the Milwaukee C12 RT rotary tool. I still think of it in my head as the Milwaukee not a Dremel. Yeah, if like myself you have a bunch of these M12 batteries anyway, getting a skin kit for this thing is a no-brainer. This cost about as much as my low-end Dremel did at the down at Bunnings there. So there you have it. This thing, no-brainer. Just go buy one. It's fantastic. Provided you have the batteries and all that stuff. Like always, if you like what I'm doing, share and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. Something periodontis. I don't know what the hell I keep crapping on about. I'll see you when I see you.